Frigidaire Dryer Troubleshooting. If you're looking for help fixing your Frigidaire dryer, look no further. Our comprehensive Frigidaire Dryer Troubleshooting Guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and show you how to read your model's error codes. Where can I locate my model and serial number? The model number and serial number are located on a sticker that you'll see in the interior space of the unit when the door is open. Depending on the model. What should I do if my dryer does not start? If your dryer does not start, it might be due to one of the following reasons. The start button needs to be pushed or turned for long enough to engage. Push or turn the start button and hold it for 2 seconds. The cycle selector knob is not quite at the start position. To be sure it's correctly positioned, simply turn the knob until the indicator is a little further into the cycle. The dryer door is open. The door must be completely closed for the dryer to run. The power cord may not be plugged in, or the connection may be loose. Check to be sure the plug fits tightly into the wall outlet. Note: do not use an extension cord. A fuse is blown in your home, or a circuit breaker tripped. If this is the case, reset the circuit breaker or replace the fuse, but do not increase the fuse capacity. Is it normal for my dryer to make sounds or noises? Belt buckles or other metal fasteners on items being dried may cause rattling or clanking sounds. You can fasten these items or turn garments inside out to reduce the sounds. Rattling or clanking sounds may also be caused by foreign objects, such as coins, in the drum. If you think this is the issue, stop the dryer and check for any objects in the drum. If none are present and the sounds continue, we recommend running an empty load to see if the noise continues. This will allow you to determine if the noise is coming from the unit or an article that was being dried. If the noise is still present during the empty load, please contact us. The normal operating sounds of a dryer are listed in your complete owner's guide and include: water value, steam models only; suspension rollers; air flow system; gas value, gas models only; gas burner, gas models only. My dryer takes a long time to dry a load of clothes. Can I do anything about this? If your dryer seems to be taking too long to dry your load, check the following. Clean the lint screen after every use. You can also periodically wash the lint screen in warm, soapy water to remove any residue, and then dry it thoroughly before replacing. Note: do not operate the dryer without the lint screen in place, as this could damage it. Check the cycle or temperature setting. If the air fluff cycle or temperature is selected, the dryer will tumble without heat. Generally you'll want to select low or medium heat, and the normal dry setting. Select more dry for loads requiring more time. A medium or low heat setting is safe for permanent press, delicate, and knit items, but will require longer drying periods. Do not dry a load that's too big or too small. If your dryer is overloaded or too empty, it will take longer to dry your clothes. Items need room to tumble freely in order to dry well, and you also need enough items in the drum for proper tumbling. Sort the items you're drying. Dry items of similar fabric and weight in the same load. Take humidity into account. Drying times will be longer in areas where humidity is high. You can use a dehumidifier near the dryer if needed. Check the dryer's moisture sensor bars. To locate the moisture sensor bars, please refer to your complete owner's guide. Fabric softener sheets can leave a residue on the moisture sensor bars in the dryer, which can inhibit their ability to accurately sense wet clothes. Remove the residue by wiping the moisture sensor bars with rubbing alcohol. Check for adequate ventilation. If your dryer is installed in a closet or under a counter, it might not be getting the ventilation needed for proper drying. Check and clean the exhaust duct. Be sure the exhaust duct is not clogged. If the problem persists, consider having it cleaned by an authorized service provider. Note: to avoid the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, never operate a gas dryer without an exhaust duct that vents outdoors. Be sure the exhaust hood isn't blocked. Use an approved vent hood with a swing-out damper that opens when the dryer is in operation and closes automatically when the dryer stops. Do not attach a screen over the vent hood opening, and maintain a minimum clearance of 12 inches between the bottom of the vent hood and the ground. Be sure you're connected to a 240-volt circuit. Using 208-volt can increase drying times. Refer to the installation instructions. My dryer is running, but does not seem to be heating. What should I do? There are 2 house circuits or fuses in an electric dryer circuit. If one of these is tripped or blown, The drum may turn but the heater will not operate. If this is the case, you'll need to reset the circuit breaker or replace the house fuse. Additionally, you can check the following. Cycle or temperature setting. Check the cycle selector. If the air fluff cycle or temperature is selected, the dryer will tumble without heat. Outlet wiring. Have a qualified electrician verify that the voltage being supplied is correct at 240 V. Gas supply valve for gas models only. Be sure the gas supply valve to gas dryer is open. See installation instructions for details. Gas supply tank for gas models only. If you have a gas dryer and your LP gas tank is empty, refill or replace the tank. If there has been an interruption in the natural gas supply, call your natural gas company. Air supply around a gas dryer. The dryer needs space around it for proper ventilation to support the gas burner. Do not stack or place laundry or rugs against the front or back of the dryer. To install a dryer in a closet or alcove, please refer to the installation instructions. What should I do if my dryer stops operating? If your dryer isn't operating, it might be because the motor is overheated. Overloading the dryer can cause its motor to overheat. If this is the case, allow the motor to cool down for 30 minutes. You might need to reduce the size of the load. The average washer load will fill the dryer drum 1.3 to 1.2 full. If letting the motor cool down and reducing the load size does not resolve the issue, contact your authorized service provider. The thermal limiter switch is activated. On electric dryers, a thermal limiter switch automatically turns off the motor in the unlikely event of an overheated situation. If this is the case, you'll need to contact a service provider to replace the thermal limiter switch.